Hi there, Doug Stewman with IT Creations. Today I have the Lenovo ThinkStation P5 Workstation Tower. This mid-tier to high-end unit features the Sapphire Rapids Intel Xeon W-2400 series CPUs, up to 512 gigabytes of DDR5 memory, 10 drives including M.2s, and room for 2 double-wide GPUs. The design represents a slight change from previous Lenovo workstations, with the front bezel that has been reinterpreted by Aston Martin. Yeah, that Aston Martin, not only known for fast cars, but also the car that James Bond uses. Well, and abuses. The Lenovo definitely has a high-end look to it with a very saturated red color paired with a dark gray. The perforated front panel is borrowed from the air intake grille on what I think is the 2019 Aston Martin DBS Superleggera in hyper red. By the way, hit that subscribe button as it does help our channel. Let's take a closer look. In Spectre, James Bond drives the DB10. Funny thing is, the DB in the name is actually from the guy David Brown, who bought Aston Martin in 1947. You'll notice his initials on the names of the cars in general, starting with the DB2. No, not the DB1. They named that one retroactively after the DB2. The name gained real recognition with the DB5, which is that sweet little silver two-seater that first appeared in Goldfinger, or more recently with the Daniel Craig movies, if Goldfinger's a little too dated for you. In fact, that little DB5 is in all of these movies. I'm getting a little off track again. Bottom line, Lenovo liked the styling of the front grille of the DBS Grand Tour Superleggera. What does the S stand for? I have no idea. Sport, super, superlative, maybe just speed. Makes for a great story though. One more design attribute is the handle on this unit for the side cover. Also influenced by Aston Martin's recessed door handles, but we'll get to that. The Lenovo ThinkStation P5 is designed to support creatives, engineers, and a spectrum of compute-intensive applications. Those involved in A, E, and C are going to love this system too, with support for BIM, or Building Information Modeling, plus 3D CAD and complex visual effects. It can also be used for AI and machine learning, plus edge and IoT applications with the power to analyze data on site. On the front of the chassis, there is a power on button at the top, 2 USB-A 3.2 Gen 2 ports, 2 USB-C ports, also 3.2 Gen 2, and a combo audio jack, a 4-digit diagnostic display button, and that last, a tiny LCD diagnostic display. There's also a flex bay. There are even more ports on the back of this system with an audio line in and line out port, optional serial port, but only on select models, a 1 gigabit RJ45 port, and a bunch more USB ports, including 2 USB-A 2.0 and 3 USB-A 3.2 Gen 2 ports. That little one at the bottom, also a USB port, but a USB-C 3.2 Gen 2 2x2 with 2 lanes of 10 gigabit per second to realize a potential 20 gigabit per second data rate speed. There are additional options for networking, including an optional Wi-Fi LAN with Bluetooth 5.1 support. Power is supplied by a single 750 watt or 1000 watt PSU. Are you interested in an Aston Martin? Or maybe just the front grille? Okay, actually the Lenovo ThinkStation P5 Workstation. For a limited time, you can save up to $500 off a system that you can configure or that's listed on itcreations.com at $5,000 or more. Just click that link, and when you're ready to make a purchase, just mention this video. It may not have the sheer acceleration of an Aston Martin, but maybe you can make up for that by installing Grand Theft Auto. Released in Q1 of 2023, and that would be this year, the system features the Intel Xeon W-2400 series processors. Those came out at the same time as the Intel Xeon W-3400 CPUs, and I know what you're thinking, and no, not really compatible for a number of reasons. These W-2400 series CPUs are a step up from Intel's Core X processors and designed specifically for high-performance workstations. The W-2400 series supports DDR5 memory and up to 64 PCI 5.0 lanes for expansion and support of super-fast I/O devices and NVMe storage options. They deliver 6 to 24 CPU cores and up to 2 terabytes of memory across 4 memory channels. I will add a little something on the Intel Xeon W-3400 series CPUs, even though they're not supported. W-3400 CPUs double that core count and more with 12 to 56 physical cores and 112 PCI 5.0 lanes, plus support for up to 4 terabytes of memory across 8 memory channels. Both the W-2400 and W-3400 deliver ECC memory, Intel vPro technology, Wi-Fi 6E, 3rd generation Intel Deep Learning Boost, and Intel Standard Manageability. Oh, and also overclocking. But do read the fine print as always. These new releases also come with a new chipset, the W790, and also new motherboards, of course. Just wanted to illustrate the W3400 series have more PCI lanes and more memory channels, which are not supported on this motherboard. They are supported on Lenovo's P5 Workstation, which I will probably be reviewing in a few weeks. Supported operating systems include Red Hat Enterprise Linux, certified only, Windows 11 Pro for Workstations, and Windows Pro for Workstation 64. The platform also supports a range of ISV certified applications. The independent software vendor certification means they worked with several software manufacturers to ensure compatibility. You know, like Adobe, Siemens, and Autodesk, name a few. The pre-installed Vantage app will help you maintain the most current updates and potential fixes, plus scan your computer hardware and diagnose potential problems. You can access that by typing Vantage in the Windows search box. To open the side panel, you have another Aston Martin influence with a recessed latch. Sometimes it's the small things. Unfortunately, Aston Martin didn't have much say on the interior of the chassis, but wouldn't that be nice if they did? Perhaps some nice camel-colored leather with red stitching and a little carbon fiber. Still, it does look very clean, and I do like the red accents, which indicate the removable bits. That said, those red accents have pretty much been Lenovo's aesthetic for years now. This particular platform features the Intel Xeon W7 2495X with 24 cores and 48 virtual threads. It supports up to 48 megabytes of L3 cache and a TDP of up to 270 watts with a more consistent range of 225 watts. Standard operating frequency is 2.5 gigahertz, but it will boost to a maximum turbo frequency of 4.8 gigahertz, and I think that's where the tip into the extra wattage on the TDP comes from. There is a single 1 terabyte NVMe SSD, 32 gigabytes of DDR5 RDRIMM memory modules, and an NVIDIA RTX A4500 GPU. It also comes with a 15-in-1 card reader in that flex bay, plus a keyboard and mouse. This is more of a mid-range performance model with both a high-end CPU and that Ampere-based NVIDIA RTX 4500 GPU. Still, there's definitely room for expansion with more storage, a second GPU, plus an NVLink bridge and additional memory. With 6 to 24 physical cores supported, there are options to install a CPU tailored to whatever application you might use. That CPU falls into categories of W3, W5, W7, and W9 2400 series CPUs. As already mentioned, there are 8 memory module slots with 2 DIMMs per channel supported. It can be outfitted with up to 512 gigabytes of memory using 64 gigabyte registered DDR5 memory modules in all slots. Memory speeds of up to 4,800 megatransfers per second are supported, but the CPU may limit that to a top speed of 4,400 megatransfers per second. Storage on this system is listed at up to 6 devices with the default storage bay inside at the bottom of the chassis in front. That one will take 1 or 2 3.5-inch drives. An optional storage bay, also internally accessible at the top front of the chassis, can accept a single 3.5-inch drive. That flex bay accessible from the front of the system will take a single hot swappable E1.S storage drive or NVMe M.2 drive. There are also 2 NVMe M.2 slots on the motherboard. That flex bay can also be outfitted with a 15-in-1 media card reader like on our system. For even more storage, a PCI-mounted ThinkStation Quad add-in card M.2 SSD adapter can be installed. That will provide 4 more M.2 drives for 10 drives total and 8 more terabytes of storage. 6 PCI slots with a combination of PCI 5.0 and PCI 4.0 on the system board provide options for additional wired or wireless network controllers, or HD controllers if you want more RAID options than what's supported by the onboard controller. You can also install more storage, a Thunderbolt 4 card, or up to 2 double-wide GPUs. You will need to add a GPU for monitor support, which will also determine how many monitors you can attach. Only the 2x16 slots on the system board feature PCI 5.0 and a x16 link. Those would be used for the GPU support or one of those quad M.2 cards to take full advantage of the bandwidth. The other slots, 1x8 slot and 3x4 slots, are PCI 4.0. Our NVIDIA RTX A4500 card is designed for workstation applications and features 20 gigabytes of GDDR6 memory. Memory bandwidth is at 640 gigabytes per second, and it has 7,168 Ampere-based CUDA cores, with 224 third-generation tensor cores and 56 RT or ray tracing cores. It has a PCI Gen 4 interface and can support up to 4 monitors using the 4 DisplayPort 1.4a connectors. It will also support NVLink technology, so you can install another RTX A4500. You can link them both together using the NVLink bridge and enjoy 40 gigabytes of GDDR6 memory acting as a single unit. 2 GPUs can also enable up to 8 monitors. For a mid-range workstation, the Lenovo ThinkStation P5 has a number of high-performance features, with Intel Xeon W-2400 CPUs, DDR5 memory, and PCI 5.0. A few high-performance GPUs helps too. The system is also very well designed. The Aston Martin influences have definitely elevated the aesthetics a little bit. If you made it this far, hit that subscribe button, as I will be bringing you more hardware reviews of the latest workstations and servers, including that Lenovo ThinkStation PX workstation. The ThinkStation PX is Lenovo's top-of-the-line workstation with dual 4th generation Intel Xeon Scalable processors, so stay tuned. If you are looking to learn more on this system, click some of the links below or one right there to visit IT Creations. Until next time, I'm Doug Stewart with IT Creations, and thanks for watching.